motherfuckers. Okay. You think you can do this to me? I'm the man up in this piece.
It's the heart.
You'll never see the light of day. Who the fuck you think you fucking?
What you want me to cut up? I been tweaking off. Look, I been tweaking off. Black man, no black man. What you want me to cut up?
You just live it.
I been tweaking off. Look.
All right, what's going on, everybody? I'm inside the studio with Wil. My fact, Wil Black. Got to get it correct. That's my bad. You know, gotta have a black, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, let them know a little bit on who you are, how long you've been doing music. You know, let them know a little bit about you.
Well, Wil Black. I've been doing music all my life.
Different genres?
Different genres. Grew up on jazz, cool jazz, funk.
Okay.
You know,
okay.
a lot of that. And then, you know, as I got older, just being, exposed to different, all kinds of genres. So I've always I've always created music based around the different things that I listen to.
Gotcha. So out of everything that cause you know, I know you make beats. So, and you probably ran into multiple types of artists, from singing art. Have you done any country yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gospel came through the studio, cause I know the studio.
Yeah, I've done some gospel too. Yeah.
That's what's up. Lately, I've been bumping into a lot of gospel artists. Like they got some music. Definitely the rappers.
Oh,
I'd be shocked like they dropping bars.
Man.
Yeah.
Some of the best music I've heard in the last couple of years has been gospel.
Yeah.
To be quite honest.
And a lot.
I wouldn't know they were gospel.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of times they don't even be gospel art. Like they just be like they are, but then like the songs is just a straight up song talking about the facts and everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's funny too, because the fact that they're not, using profanity and they're speaking some positive things, and we just automatically put them in.
Yeah, exactly.
Something in itself.
Yeah. So I'm gonna dive into that one day. I'm gonna kind of figure out like what are the requirements for gospel artists, because I think about it, singing in church. That's when I literally put it there.
Right.
Cause my cousin, he makes music. You know, he says he's a gospel hip hop artist, but I feel like he be touching on some facts. But you know.
But wasn't Kanye's album considered a gospel album?
Yeah, it was.
So what makes you?
I feel like it probably gotta be the feeling. It probably, I don't know. That is a good question.
Right.
I'm gonna hit Google for that.
Yeah. Right.
Anyways, man. All right, so recent projects that you released, the 48, or is it the 48 or 48?
It's the 48. The idea behind the 48 is from the TV show The First 48, and I came up with this idea because I was trying to figure out. I started spending too much time on songs, okay?
Understand.
And I started to think about what we used to do back in the day. Back in the day, before the computers and stuff, we had, when you went in the studio, you had your reel-to-reel, and we got the big mixing board and all of that. And when we went in, we didn't know what we were gonna do. We paid for our studio time, sometimes $50 to $7,500 $100 an hour, and we didn't have keyboards and computers and things at home to make our beats.
So it literally need the whole.
I literally would go in the studio, and on the spot, like I'm making a beat, and while I'm making a beat, these guys are writing.
Nice.
Okay, and then when I'm done with the beat, back in the day, you had to track that beat. So it wasn't just, okay, let's record. It was each one of those sounds had to be ran through the length of the song.
And it was I get it. So it was basically how we do layers now with the music.
Right.
So you guys had to do the whole track, just percussion, and then go in.
Right.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Right.
All right. So that was a process.
So the average song back then was 4 minutes long. You got a 4 minute long song.
Yeah.
And you got 12 tracks of music. Just 12 tracks. You got to run that song 12 times to run each sound separately. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Back in the day. Right.
See, I never knew that. Wow. See, I always thought, all right, I knew it was a process. It looked like a process because how it was. It wasn't digital. So you have to go layer. It's just like how it was with video. Like you're cutting, you have to cut the film, put it there.
Literally cut it and like with scissors and put it together.
Wow.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Same thing.
Whole process.
Whole process.
I know you happy about it now. I mean, it's probably changed a little bit. It probably made you get more creative with it then.
Well, see, that's why I did the 48, man. Because also, like when we went in, we created the song. In some cases, we was mixing it right then, and we were done. And you couldn't, like back then, you couldn't save a mix. You know, like right now, I can go in and, you know, I got a mix. I don't like the hi-hat. I could pull it up and just turn that up, and I'm good.
Oh yeah.
No, you had to. If you wanted to remix if you wanted to mix your song over or adjust your mix, you had to start all the way over, from scratch. So, and there was no way to save settings. Like think about it. There's no way to save all of these settings on this knob because there's no computer. There's no. I can remember times even like taking pictures of the mixing board just in case we wanted to. So if anything, we could maybe remember where some of those EQ settings were from a picture. And you got to think, even back then, we didn't have picture phones. We didn't have cell phones. So it wasn't like we were, you know, somebody had a camera in there and took a picture and had to get that
one of them disposables. And you know it didn't come out right. You know?
Yeah. So I got sidetracked. But ultimately, the 48 was me trying to say, well, what did we used to do? And I'm like, this is what we used to do. So I started having artists come in, and we just create on the spot.
Now, the artists that you had come in, like, does it all range from like multiple cities, or like, can you go over like how many people, like who all were on the tape?
Well, it's continuous. So, because I'm kind of considering it a continuous playlist or a forever album or whatever you want to call it. I started this July the 14th of this year, and I've recorded 18 songs, released. Well, it'll be a total of 18 will be released, because I'm releasing my last one New Year's Eve.
Nice.
So I recorded 18 songs. I collaborated with 30 different artists, and and as far as genres, I mean, it was hip hop, did some R&B. I did an alternative rock one.
Nice. I just shot my first alternative rock music video.
Oh yeah?
It was pretty tough.
Was it a local?
Yeah. This is Rad. I mean, Frost is Rad. I'll break it down to you once it's over. It turned out dope. It was really dope.
Meet the artists.
Yeah, they're dope.
I love alternative music, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I love all of that. Alternative.
Yeah. I think you'll love it, cause like, the song is called "I Don't Want to Be Alone." The music was dope. It was like a cult type of situation. Amazing, man. I did the lighting, and Myron did the Myron shot. It was a whole team. I'll place it in the bio for everybody to see.
What type of setting did you? Where'd you shoot?
We were in Detroit.
Okay.
We shot in the field. We went to Periscope. We got a house. We shot from upstairs, downstairs. Like their basement was like the performance scene. It was a nice house, man.
Was it a full band?
Oh, it was a full band.
Oh,
it was a full band.
Have you ever shot a full band for
this was my first. This was my first time.
See.
This was my first time.
Wasn't that fun?
It was fun. It was an experience because, like, I know my main task was I was filming like certain shots, but I was there for lighting. You know what I'm saying? So the experience of just shooting like story wise and kind of keeping it going, I loved it. You know, because I grew up watching. You know how it was. Before you go to school, MTV.
Right.
You got everything. You know what I mean? Don't get like BT and play videos at that time in the morning, but MTV had everything. So growing up watching Fall Out Boy and like Linkin Park and everybody. So I'm like, all right, so I get the experience like shooting something like this. And then definitely like when Linkin Park linked up with Jay-Z, like that type of vibe was similar to how the track was. You know what I'm saying? So it was
kind of
cool.
what I did actually. The track that I did, and it was a guy, Russell Wayne. He's out of Flint. And then I had Max the Realist did a verse on it.
One quick second. Fix your mic for me. No, yeah, you good. I just seen it. That mug was down. So I was like, audio ain't gonna be. There we go. We good.
Okay,
I just want
wonder
that.
when that
Yeah, I just want that crisp, you know. But it still picked it up.
Cool. But yeah, we had Max the Realist
Mm-hmm.
on it. He featured on it. But the cool thing about this shit is like some of these people, they never met, you know. They pull up and I have 48 hours to finish the track. So whatever I got done in 48 hours
Oh, that's
was
good.
it.
Yeah.
So it was about being creative,
Mm-hmm.
not overthinking, releasing the track.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a workout for me. Being able to, it was a way for me to put myself in situations where I had to perform, or I had to deliver,
Gotcha.
you know, in a short period of time, and not be attached to the song.
And
not
only gave
overthink it.
yourself 48 hours. I like that because I've always wanted to kind of shoot like a short film and put everything done in 48 hours. I think that's gonna be the goal. That's gonna be my goal. One of my goals for next year. More 48-hour films because I got a ton of ideas written out, storylines. I feel like I got the people. You know what I'm saying? Or if I don't have them, I can get the people.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
You got a crew of people
know?
that do. If you reach out, people gonna.
And that's what I've been doing lately. Like just reaching out, like instead of waiting to bump into and working with people, I'm like, hey, y'all got some free time? Pull up to the studio, or I'll pull up on you. We sit there, talk. I'll snap some photos, get some video, make it a whole process, man. Cause like that's what this series is about. Cause I'm coming out with a podcast called Finally Focused Podcast. It's just pretty much just people having conversations about when they finally got focused. We're going to talk about branding a little bit because branding is real important. Like a lot of people don't realize like how their personal brand can really affect their business and like them being an artist in general. Because like definitely like personal brand as an artist, you won't seem so regular if you actually worked on a personal brand. Like that's my thought, because I even look at this for me. If I want to be taken serious, let me actually make the proper content, or you know, take it serious. And you know, anyways, I got focused on what I'm actually trying to do. I realized that I'm a better camera op than like trying to do a full process. You know, where I could just shoot, because I know my shots and ideas. If I link up with the correct directors, you know, everything kind of boils in and perfect. It's not a one-man team, you know.
Dude, you know what? I like what you're saying, because that's definitely been something that, you know, I want to focus on more next year. Is I need a team.
Yep. It's so much easier and it's fun. It's a lot more fun.
Well, I don't know if it's more fun.
I mean, it can get stressful.
Yeah, because for me, like, one thing about me, man, is I just like to get shit done. I don't like doing a bunch of talking and going back and forth.
I got
you know, I feel like, yo, you can say your piece or your point of view. I'll say mine, and then let's make a decision.
Yeah,
you know?
I got you.
We don't got to keep going back and forth or being right or wrong. And ultimately, I just want to do what's best for the song.
Got you.
Or whatever we're trying to do. I have no personal you know, attachment to it other than wanting to make something dope.
I got you.
You know?
I got you.
So, in my case, it's so hard to do all of this stuff, right? Because, you know, I'll make the beat, or, you know, and then I'm recording the artist, or releasing the song, or promoting what I've done, or mixing it. Or there's so many different aspects. Like what you were saying, you've realized like you're good at, your strength is in your shots.
Yep.
Which I have to say, I agree with you on that, because that's one of the reasons why I wanted to work with you, is I saw your shots, you know, and I saw how you see things from a very cinematic point of view, and I believe it's very natural for you to see things in that way. Some people, they're good at shooting things, but it's not necessarily a cinematic, you know, point of view.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It don't have too much feeling in it. It's more of a, and that's my biggest thing when I shoot videos. I'm big on, I really want to put people in there, like make them, like you'll see, I'm working on a certain project, Tales of a Broken City. That's going to be my first short film series. Just different situations, but it's all emotion, because emotion is everything when it comes to visuals. In music, you know,
and it's awesome when you can get it when the things combine to, you know, like it's a beautiful thing to, like you said, you're good at the shots, and not that you can't direct either.
Mm-hmm.
That's and that's the other side. It's not that you can't do it, but you know where your strength is. So it's like if you find a strong director,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying.
It make things a lot easier because I love how things are, because like it's so many things going on while filming. You know, just taking a couple things off your back from looking at lighting. You gotta make sure people hair and everything. I make sure that that I don't know. I pay attention to people's pockets, because people like to put phones and a lot of stuff in their pocket, and it look crazy on video.
I've seen. I saw a video recently where somebody had a whole bunch of stuff in his pocket, and it's like I was like, oh, you didn't notice?
Like we were filming a Christmas special recently, and one of the singers had like a phone in their pocket. And somebody, we realized, we was like, hey, we had to stop it, reshoot them 3 takes, all because it was just bulging out the pocket. Like it messed up the look. Yeah. As simple as it is, you know what I mean? Just.
And it's simple stuff that you don't really think about when you're watching something.
That is true. That is true.
Like, it's so many things, I tell artists all the time, when we're working, I'm like, we need to, as artists, we need to also listen, look at, and consume things as consumers.
Yep.
So we need to remember that what we're making, even though it's so personal to us, we're presenting it to the world. And it's like, like you want to make a clip of something. You're not going to make a minute-long clip.
Nope.
Because even though you got so much shit you want to get out, you got to remember that I'm not going to sit here. If you were scrolling yourself, you're not about to scroll and look at, you got like 10 seconds. You got like 5 seconds to catch my attention.
Yep.
And then you got 10 seconds to keep it.
Yep.
And then after 30 seconds, I'm looking at how long this is.
That's why I take advantage of your story, your social media stories, because it's only like 15 seconds, 26 seconds at most. But it get people attention, because then they be like, oh, I want to go see the rest. Like, I love breadcrumbs, like, when it comes to, like, marketing. You know what I'm saying? Because it make people want to listen to music more. You know what I'm saying? Say, like, you just in the studio, beat starting up. And like, it's starting to sound good, then I'm gonna just fade. Like, hey, I want to hear the rest. Or somebody, how Meek Mill, how that Meek Mill track was, that it's all, I always hear it in the club. I don't even know. I forgot how it is. Yeah. It get real hot. People, they usually start right in the middle, right where he going, and people just take it from there. See, yeah, I watch and learn. I love it.
We need to I think too often we really don't put ourselves, as creators, we don't put ourselves in the consumer point of view. We be real, like, man, one of the things I don't like to see is like people that say like shit like, you ain't my friend if you don't share my, my music.
Oh man, I can't stand conditional friendships, because it's people that I have friends that never book me. They don't need photos, but they still my friends. Not because what you can offer me. We like the same things. We get along. You know what I'm saying? And we can tolerate each other.
Right.
And the main thing is a friend is a friend.
A friend is a friend.
You ain't gotta you don't have to spend money with me to be a friend.
You ain't gotta watch a song, watch a video. You might not like my music at all, and that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't eat meat, but you sell burgers. We still friends.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
And that's how it is. That's weird. That's how it is lately.
Thing, man.
Yeah, and I try to tell people, it used to be, hey, I love unconditional love, but now so many things is so conditional. It's like, hey, you scratch my back, I scratch your back. Oh, like, you ain't share my song, I'm not gonna share whatever you posting. But what if they posted, you like it? They still not. I don't understand it. That's why I just share everybody. Leaving people that do videos or do photos. If they got a special, if I'm following them, it take 2 seconds to share.
Take 2 seconds.
Because they might not book me, they might book that person, because that's their specialty. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has their specialty when it comes to that type of stuff.
Exactly.
And if it ain't for you, like if that ain't for you, that ain't for you. But don't fault them and not be their friend, because
Nah, man.
that it's crazy. It's so crazy.
It is, man.
Hey, work on being a better friend, y'all. That's the goal, you know. Oh
Or
man.
just accepting your friends for what, for you know.
Yep. Yeah.
Like just accepting
For who they
for
are.
who they are.
Yep. That's
You
the
know.
main thing. Not what
Like,
they can do.
Something I learned, man, is like most of the things that bother you in life, they bother you because that situation didn't go the way you wanted it to go, or the way you thought it should go.
Yep.
You know, like when your friends piss you off, it's really because they didn't do some shit that maybe you wanted them to do, or didn't do it in a way that you thought they should do it, or you know, whatever. It's some real simple,
It's always
crazy shit.
it's always the my way type of my way or the highway type of thing. And I you know, I understand everybody want it their way, but at the same time, you gotta look at it. It's your world. Unless you go out there and make it that way,
Right.
that's how I look at it. It's up to you. If it's my way or the highway, then it's all on you, and that's too much.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I can compromise, like, you know, and that's on everything. Like, that's just in life in general. People have to learn how to compromise. At least that, even in the creative field. Like,
Agreed.
because definitely compromise whenever the budget isn't there to get where you really want to do. Because it's been times like I wanted to do a project, but I thought about like, I know I can't afford to do X, Y, and Z, so I do it like this, you know, and then that saves. Then I can put the other money here, and you know, it's you compromised, and then it still came out good. But you know, I guess that's how I see it, you know.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, bro. That's the look what just happened. I'll turn around.
Oh, there we go. Hey man, it still look good, you know. Like quality wise, I'm happy about it. I learned a lot. Like just from shooting in general. Cause I haven't done any music videos for this year. I think I probably did like 2, 3, but I was a cam op for multiple, where I just filmed, got my shots, gave them my hard drive, called it a day. But I think next year I'm really want to get back into music videos. I kind of took time to kind of realize what's for me, what's my style, and how I should do things. And that's one thing. I mean, I love that I took a long break from it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
You know, sometimes, it got me thinking to where I'm trying to go and what I really want to give out, and how I want to go about it, and not overloading myself. Yeah.
I bet, you know, just to be real, I bet like shooting a music video is a headache.
Yeah.
You know, to an extent. Like,
To an extent, yeah.
I mean, for the, you know, and that's just being real. Like, I can imagine for some of the shit that you deal with, you know, as opposed to just going to, you know, filming a big production or doing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I know how some of us artists can be. I mean, I know like when we shot that, we went back and forth a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, like I know that a lot of that was me. You know,
and it's crazy. I know what I've done wrong in it also, and how I could have, and that's why I said like I took time to figure out how to properly run my business. You know what I'm saying? To where it can work out to where I can have free time, like a day or 2 off, and then where I can still kind of push out everything.
That's huge too.
You know, and like that was what really, because I feel like I was trying to do too much. Like, you know, I feel, because that was what, 2020, right? Hold on, was it?
No,
2019?
That was that was 2019.
Wow, I mean, COVID made years go by like that. Like that.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking like, what did I do 2020? You know?
No, that was 2019, bro. And that video is really significant. It means a lot to me on so many levels.
Yeah.
And you know what? And here's the interesting thing about that video. I remember you sent me one more. You sent me like the final take, you know, the final cut of the video as I was driving to Nashville the day my brother passed. We were on our way to Nashville. I never forget this because I remember we dedicated the video to two people,
Mhm.
you know, who had passed. Um, and you sent me that. Like, I remember where we were, bro. I remember being on the highway and getting this and then saying, hey, man, could you add my brother to this?
Mhm.
You know? So it's interesting because everything happens for a reason. So I've always looked at it like that video was delayed and the way it happened and it took, you know, everything was supposed to go
Mhm.
the way that it was supposed to go. So, but I did learn a lot from that. Yeah, that's a significant video to me, dude.
I still share it. I still like it, you know, cause and that's I feel like that's a good thing when it comes to like, cause you know a lot of time whenever we create something after so long, it's kind of like you look back and be like, it was okay, you know what I'm saying? Like it's good, it still holds the sentimental value, but then it'd be like, it's okay, but then like I still like how it still look good, still feel good, you know what I'm saying?
That's
And
what
like,
it was. It felt good,
yeah.
man. Like, you know, and that's what I was trying to, you know, that's what we wanted to capture. And
That's that emotion and the
it's the
visuals that I
feel,
tell,
man.
yeah.
It had to feel, you know, and
I love it.
And-
I'm gonna put that in the bio also, for y'all can go watch that visual. Now, we're gonna come towards the end. Let them know. Are you working on anything currently going into the you know the first quarter of the year or?
yeah, I'm working on I'm gonna be continuing the 48s.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like that's just this cool thing to continue to do.
I got you.
I'm also working on a project with another Black Lambo project.
Nice.
Collaboration. We're like 2 songs in. I got a project with Project Logic.
Nice. Okay.
We've been working on it for
Lyrical.
a period of time, but we're definitely releasing that next year.
Nice.
And then I'm just keep working with, you know, just different people, man. I'm always open to work, and I really want to work with people who are open to being creative and produced.
Gotcha.
You know, a little bit. Not, you know, like I want to work with you because you're taking me out of my lane a little bit, and I want to, you know, I want to take you out of yours.
It's challenging.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like, why do the same shit that you've been doing, or you know?
Yeah. I understand, because I did corporate videos for a while, and I was like, you know, like, it pay good, but the ideas for it, like, they want it clean, they want it simple, cool, but idea-wise, you know, I just feel like the entertainment-wise, I love that area, you know what I'm saying? So, like, when it comes to, I know you about to keep working, suggestion that I would say visually, drop some breadcrumbs. I know artists are big on not putting out anything until the full tape is done, but sometimes people like the journey. You know what I'm saying? People love being there with you. You know, they like, people watch my behind the scenes more than the actual products, and that's what I'm learning. And so,
you're right.
from a content creator, somebody that produce and like you're behind the scenes just like me, people love seeing the process. So, you know, if you got to, you know, drop a quick clip. You know what I'm saying?
You know, it's so funny, Reg, because it's like I know all of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
But I'm so much, and that's what I was talking about as far as the team.
Mm-hmm.
It's like with wearing all of these hats that I wear. It's like when I'm in one hat, then that's kind of where I'm at for a minute.
Yeah.
Or, you know, so it's like I've spent this year particularly working on improving sonically, and that's been it. So I've been dropping a lot of music and not realizing that I dropped a lot of music because really I just wanted to finish and release it and be done with it, and then learn from what I released instead of continuing to fix what I'm working on. Okay, so what's happening is then I'm not documenting the journey, or I'm not posting, you know, or I'm not sharing, or, you know, I'm not handling all of the little loose ends, you
Yep.
know. So it's this thing. It's like
Even though it's small, sometimes that comes in, like, even though it's small, like the posting on our end, just because there's so many creators, I feel like business wise, we're stuck in a situation where we don't have to post continuously. Like, but I feel like we have to. You have to be on the timeline.
No, you have
like even if it's old work, I tell people all post your old work because it's still your work. You know what I'm saying? If you still like it, post it because it's your work. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to go in there like and
well, you have to. I mean,
Yep.
like I noticed a change in all of my, you know, streaming and everything when I'm really active.
Yeah.
On social media
Mm-hmm.
and you know outside of sitting here creating. I see it. I see the stats. But the other side of that is, as soon as I start exposing myself to all of that outside shit, it starts fucking with my creativity.
Yeah, I got you.
Starts,
I got you.
It takes me in this other place, and I'm somebody who my what I'm creating is a reflection of my energy and how I'm feeling. You know, and it's really hard for me to just fake it.
I got you.
Sometimes. You know, so it's just
I use an app that just posts my stuff sometimes, and I don't even have to go to the timeline. And then it keeps me off of there. It keeps me seeing what everything.
Right.
It just gets me like, hey, here's this work, check it out. That's and I've been happy. Like it helped me out a little bit because same way I get distracted. I get like it started messing with me mentally a little bit. And I'm like, hey, it's messing up my creative flow. It's like I'm starting to create what I'm seeing a little bit. Sometimes, and that happened to me before. I started creating everything that I'm seeing and what I'm around. I'm like, hey, that's not really the lane that I'm trying to take. You know what I'm saying? So I get it 100%. I get it's a process, man. But that's one thing I do say, like, because I like the style in your music. You know what I'm saying? And you as a person.
Thank you,
so
man.
definitely kind of like put your music and everything out there a little bit, even if it's just a small, like, just like you was running around, you was taking all the photos with the beat machine and everything everywhere. Don't stop that. Keep that going. You know what I'm saying?
You know what, Reg, thank you, man, because you saying this at a time and I need to hear this. Beginning of the year.
Yeah.
You know, New Year coming up, all of that. And I literally just had a conversation with my wife about that last night. Because the hard thing for me is just, like, even making a post from my business page, the moment I had to, like, write a bio for some shit. And the moment I had to start talking about myself, you know?
Yep. That's where we get stuck at.
It's like, no, I don't want to, you know, it's like, contrary to popular belief, because I know motherfuckers would be quick to think that I'm an arrogant person or bro, I would prefer not to be in these videos or not release songs as Wil Black. But I know that the only way that I'm going to grow as a brand is if I do that.
Yep.
I mean,
they gonna see the logo. Yep.
that simple.
And that is true. And that's why I'm learning. That's why I'm starting to be in front of the camera a little bit more, as well as consistently posting behind the scenes and showing me working. You know, but cause people, like when they're booking me, they're like, hey, you know, I mean, it was a while ago. I got a DM like, hey, what do you look like? You know, who? You know, I'm like, I thought about it. I'm like, dang, I ain't got no photos or anything on my page of me. I'm like, all right, let me start changing this. Let me start getting out there. Because regardless on how people feel, I'm like, I got to the point where it's like, hey, it ain't gonna be successful if I don't put myself out there.
Right.
You know, and people, I mean, for the most part, people like my personality. It's kind of cool. You know what I'm saying?
You have a very calm and cool, relaxed personality. And you actually doing this very well too, by the way.
Well, thank you.
You're a lot more natural at this than I think that you
and that's what I really didn't want to. That's why I created my layout. And then I'm like, long as I stay in these areas, and I feel like it's just a conversation at the end of the day, because I want to know more about you, more about what you're doing, and I want to shed light on a little bit of what I'm doing, but how, like, visually, a couple tips here and there. You know what I'm saying? Because we work together. I learned a lot from our session. Hey, I know that Montana. I know that area. Okay,
I
then.
grew up right there.
Yeah,
Yes.
South Side. Yeah, I grew up in Nebraska.
You know what's funny?
Motor in Nebraska.
This video was shot literally a year
Yeah, and Dunlap.
We shot this video. Yeah, that's that park. I grew up right behind that park.
I done cut through that. I cut through that gate so many
Dude,
times.
that gate that you cut.
That was
through,
your backyard?
That was our backyard. I watched them build that park. I watched them build that park. I
Yeah.
was probably the first. Me and my brother were the first people to even probably play on that playground. We watched them build it, and then we went there. I went there. My brother passed in November. We shot that video January the 1st of 2020. That's when we shot that video. And I went to that spot specifically because of my brother.
That's
in
real.
that park and just what it meant.
That's real.
So,
You got to. Yeah.
yeah, dude. No,
That's dope,
Reg,
man.
I've learned a lot from working with you, you know. And like I just told you, like you've been on my mind in the last couple of months. Last month or so.
Yeah. I'm happy to
just
finally link
thinking
with you,
about-
man.
Thinking about like things that I did, you know, things that people do, and then realizing, okay, when did I do?
You know what? Look, I understand. See, one thing about me not, I've come to grips of and I love is like while creating, I got big on like, hey, just letting people kind of, I won't say kind of run things, but kind of tell me what they want. Like instead of being like, hey, it's gonna go like this because if it go like this, it's gonna look like this. So now my foot is down. I'm very verbal on things now, and like that's very important with the creative process and being behind the scenes. If people in front, we gotta tell them, hey, just I know you probably do it like, hey, if you say it like this, it's gonna sound better, or we can't hear your words.
I've had to learn that, bro.
You know?
No, you know what? This is dope too because this is something that I've really been battling with clients or people that I work with, because there's this fine line of suggesting what somebody should do and them taking it personally. You know what I mean? Some people want to be produced. Like I came to you because I watched what you did. So it's like I want you to do your shit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's why people come to you because
Exactly.
and that's what I learned. I'm like, all right, because
Right.
I'm like, all right, so that's, and some people told me like, hey, this is why I come to you. This is why I'm like, all right, so let me keep these.
Be more assertive.
Yeah, you have to.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? You listen. You have to listen.
You have to listen.
Yeah.
And it's funny too because listen and take notes.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Because it's funny because I've literally just went through this with somebody, and I thought about you, and I was telling you some things that I want, of certain things that I want edited a certain way, and then you sent it back and you didn't do it, and I remember feeling like, I said it, but
Yeah, I get you.
we real quick we be forgetting that. Bro, you working on how many projects right now? You're doing how many things right now?
Got you.
It wasn't that you just ignored what was said. It's just you got other shit going on too. But as artists, we forget that when you're working with somebody, it may not be the only project that they're working on. You know, somebody needs a mix from me, and they'll say like, dude, the second verse when I say so and so and so and so part, I need you to do this, and I'm just like, I don't even know where that part is, or.
Yeah, I got you.
Like
yeah,
I've done, you know how many songs I've mixed since then? I don't remember what we did last week, but you know, so it's
It's a process.
It's a process.
It's a growing process, and that we got to be willing to grow
and continue to grow.
And
It never stops.
Yeah, and that's true. And people got to be willing to allow people to grow.
Exactly.
You know, like that's the main thing. Like if I'm like, hey, you know, I work with people 4 or 5 years, and I just was like, you know, and I seen from where they started, where we first started working, to where they at now. People grown. You know what I'm saying? You can't rush change. You gotta just let people change on their own, and like, you know, that's just how it is.
You can't rush it. You can't force it.
No, man. Wait, my fam, but anyway, all right, my fam, let me let them know. Let's do 3:30. Cause I'm only like 5 minutes from the studio. So that works. I'm legit on 9 Mile.
Dude, I really want to know. Your studio is on 9 Mile and
Livernois? Yeah, I'm right in Ferndale.
Dude.
Yeah, it's close.
So you right on 9 Mile?
No, I'm on Livernois.
You're on Livernois.
I'm like, so say like if you know where that 9 Mile Livernois, like that little cross section.
Exactly.
Man, you make that left, the Green Daisy. It's a building, and like as soon as it's right across the street from Project Ferndale.
So you're between 9 and 8 Mile.
Yep.
Okay.
I am. Mm-hmm.
Dude, I'm over there all the time. Like,
Yeah.
oh, dog. I'm gonna be pulling up on
Hey
you,
man,
Reg. Or like for real, dude. If you need anything, or like I'm right here.
I got you. I am gonna get some beats from you though. I am gonna
Okay.
purchase a few because instead of, cause I pay for certain websites where I get stock footage or with royalty free music. Instead of using that, I'd rather kind of like go to people that I can physically touch.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of just being like, hey, all right, $14 a month, and then get a bunch of random ass shit that I'll probably find somebody using on YouTube. Can y'all get something custom?
Dude, I'll do you some custom.
Yeah.
We'll work it out.
Cause like definitely the couple of the film called Tales of a Broken City. Those are the first 3 is all off music. Like it's gonna be emotion, things happening, but it's not gonna be too much acting. I mean, no verbal, no dialogue for real, for real. Everything acting, and it's all music. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what's coming on, man.
No, man, you right around the corner. It's just good to have a fellow yak person.
Yeah.
Out here.
Close.
How big is your studio?
Man, I forgot the square footage. Shit big though. I mean, I've been vlogging like recently in there. It's a decent size.
No matter of fact, I'm gonna just come.
Hey, that
check
work.
you out, bro. Like I'm come up there. Bro. I'll smoke with you, whatever, man.
I'm with it.
That's like, oh, bro, that's like dope.
All right. So, can you let them know like where they can kind of find you?
Yeah,
Right.
basically, I'm Wil Black, Black Gypsy Music everywhere. Black Gypsy Music on Instagram, Facebook. I don't have a Twitter. I just never got into the Twitter thing.
Yeah, I understand. Really,
I probably need to.
I mean, I'm on there. It's entertaining for sure, but
It just goes back to it's just one more thing to be distracted.
Exactly.
And that's
Yep,
what I'm saying.
yep.
It's like,
but I'm gonna show you the app where I kind of go. It kind of give you options on where you can kind of post,
I
man.
wanna check that out. But yeah, Black Gypsy Music everywhere. Black Gypsy Music TV on YouTube, and check out the videos and stuff like that. And yeah, the 48 is another one. But yeah, I appreciate you having me.
Hey man, I appreciate you. I appreciate you letting me come through. I appreciate y'all checking out the video. Make sure y'all check me out. Visuals by Reggie B on all social media platforms except for Twitter. I'm a guy named Reggie B because at the end of the day I'm just a guy on there. So don't judge me. So all right, man. We're gonna wrap this up, man. We're gonna kick it. I'll get at y'all next time.
Peace.